been a good season. Wrestled some good opponents, and just having fun the whole way.
When you come off a year like Nick had last year, you got to be positive, obviously, and we've just been taking the approach to try to get him the best possible matches all year long and not look too far ahead, just keep things in context and focus on the here and now, and that strategy's been working for us. And with what we've seen along the way, we've tried to make some improvements, and you go down to the big dance with the same attitude, being positive and taking it one match at a time and working toward the best possible outcome.
Talk about the preparation for this year. Last year you had a tremendous junior year, kind of put yourself on the wrestling map as far as the state's concerned, placing high down in Atlantic City. Talk about how that got you ready for this season.
Got me ready. The preparation is the same. I've been working just as hard. Got my conditioning up, got my technique down, my weight's good, so everything is going pretty good so far.
Now let's talk about the progression. What has he improved on the most over the last couple of years, in your opinion?
I think when he came to us after junior high, he had been successful just out of sheer toughness and good mat awareness. And what we've tried to do as a coaching staff is to push him to improve his technique, especially from neutral, things that we would expect from college wrestlers, not just diving in on shots and not just trying to muscle guys or win with brute force, but win with technique and utilize your setups. And once you get good at a certain number of setups, you're getting in on shots. Now you work on finishing those shots, and I think that's something we've been able to do successfully.
Yeah, I think that works perfectly together. I've been training a lot in the off season, going to Coach Buxton, learning technique, and just getting better in every position. No matter what, I know how to wrestle out of it.
And just talk about the mentality. Obviously, you're undefeated right now, but you don't look too far ahead. You don't look behind. Coach said, he goes, you take everything one match at a time. But thus far, that's worked 41 times in a row, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, like you said, one match at a time. I'm not going to look past anyone. And I'm just going to wrestle my match every time I go out there, trying to get to my offense and do whatever it takes to win.
Talk about being in the new district and new regions, different kids. For years, you guys would go down to Opakon and wrestle for districts, and then up at Walkill, but different places, different kids. How was that experience?
It was definitely a different experience, not being up at Walkill, but it was fun. I got to wrestle a few good opponents that I wouldn't have wrestled in the old region, so ended up working well.
It's a tough call because I think a lot of coaches were in the same boat as myself, not knowing if the realignment would go through, and whether it did or didn't. We set up our schedule prior to that realignment. So the schedule was similar to years past, but the postseason is altogether different than years past. But in the end, you want to go down there and you want to approach things one match at a time. And everybody who's walking into that tournament knows they're in a full 32-man bracket. And you're going to have to bring your best. And that's what we have set ourselves up for, and I think we're peaking at the right time. So we're going to go down there with a positive frame of mind and have at it.
What's the mindset going into this weekend?
It's confidence. Go out there, wrestle my match. Like I said, my weight's good, conditioning is good, technique is good, so I shouldn't have anything to worry about.
And can you draw on last year's experience? Because sometimes the first time everyone gets to that big hall, that could be pretty darn intimidating, 8 mats and 10,000 people, but you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there plenty of times, national tournaments, state tournament last year, and I just like the atmosphere down there and like wrestling out on the mat. I think it's a fun experience.
And how satisfying is for you? I know earlier in the year you became a nationally ranked. That's a pretty impressive thing for a kid from Lenby Valley Wrestling who's had great wrestling over the years, but they haven't had a nationally ranked kid in a while.
That also feels pretty good. Really don't know how to put it into words, but to be honored nationally feels pretty good.
And just to sum up what this journey has been for the last few years to get you where you're at your point now.
Hard work, a lot of hard work. In season, off season, it's really no breaks, and hopefully it'll all be worth it at the end.
And you decided where you're going to go next year and wrestle?
Yeah, I committed to the University of Buffalo.
And why did you decide there? What was it about Buffalo that made it so attractive to you?
Well, I really liked our coach, and the area up there is super nice. And as soon as I met the coach, we just clicked. Like, he's a great guy. He's got a lot of experience. Like, he's coached at other colleges, and he just knows what he's doing.